Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors meeting for Tuesday, January 31st, 2017. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam President. President Breed.
Here.
Breed present. Supervisor Cohen. Cohen present. Supervisor Farrell. Farrell present. Supervisor Fewer.
Here.
Fewer present. Supervisor Kim. Kim not present. Supervisor Peskin.
Present.
Peskin present. Supervisor Ronan. Ronan present. Supervisor Safai. Safai not present. Supervisor Sheehy.
Present.
Sheehy present. Supervisor Tang.
Present.
Tang present. Supervisor Yi. Yi present. Madam President, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Are there any
The enthusiasm was pretty incredible, and those throughout our country. What President Trump is doing is deplorable. Attempting to blow out that torch of our Statue of Liberty that has stood for immigrants and is a beacon of hope for so many people.
Our values of inclusion, and create a city where executive orders that President Trump announces, we will just respond with more tolerance and more innovation and inclusion. So I just want to recognize many members of the community that worked with our office, also educating us and pushing us to move this forward.
But to serve as an introduction to the new board members so that they too can learn about the large-scale projects that occur not only in District 10 but across the entire city. Additionally, I'd like this hearing to give us a preview of the items and the projects that will be coming before our board in the near future. Thank you, and the rest I submit.
Thank you, Supervisor Cohen and Supervisor Tang.
Thank you very much. I do want to thank, first of all of my colleagues who have really took a stand together to really fight for our values here in San Francisco. So a collective thanks, and really grateful that we are here in San Francisco. So today I'm introducing...
Testify, and if you would like to display your document on the overhead projector, please clearly state such to SFG TV and then remove the document to return to live coverage of the meeting. First speaker, please.
Good afternoon. Andrew Yip. Our people's nationalism in principle, our people's democracy in principle, our people's livelihood in principle, the revolution that will lead to a position of freedom and equality for worthy rescue of our people in a common struggle for psychological reconstruction, material reconstruction, and social reconstruction for the making of a new century. Mighty way for worthy management with upright studies and good virtues, having magnificent work of self-nature, will be the expansion of true principle for delivery of love and kindness, for divine rescue of the worthy people. The practices of personal cultivation for extension in making well-beings for society will be of origin of one's heavenly pathway for missionary work. The regulation of family and social bonds, having closeness to the people, then in anew of the people with great teachings will require for the unification of politics, religion, education, and pathways in mighty management of the worldly people. The external works of economics in making divine benefits for the majority of the people with having developmental progress along the course of human civilization with true principle for the unified oneness of the universe of heavenly below. Thank you.
Good evening, supervisors. My name is Amy Fairweiss. I'm the founder and director of the St. Francis Homelessness Challenge.
In the Lunar New Year parade, they are simultaneously denying our rights. This act of discrimination by the Chinatown Association is dishonest and unfair towards us as American citizens, as Chinese people celebrating our culture, and also as students sharing their performance to their city. On the other hand, we have participated in the Columbus Parade for a consecutive 6 years and have won first place every single time. Sharing our diversity and celebrating our culture is one of our greatest joys. As dancers, we wish to share the beauty of classical Chinese dance to the community. By joining the Chinese New Year Parade, our one wish is to show our Chinese heritage and culture, which our school so greatly implores us.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good evening.
My name is Fred, and I'm a senior in Feitian Academy of the Arts, California. Recently, I have heard that our school was rejected to participate in a parade in Chinatown to celebrate the Lunar New Year. I was surprised after...
To the board as a whole.
I am, ma'am. I'm referring to everybody else, discussing the reputation and behavior of their colleagues. And said campaign manager was ignorant of how quickly and carelessly Farrell would let him hang for it. In the age of YouTube, ignorance is stupid, and if you take the oath to supervise, ignorance is criminal. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker, please.
Those ladies really know how to dance, and I hope you help them out so they can get in the parade. Now, I think before I begin, you need to show some respect to your president. You know, he is the president. You're not the president. He is. And he put his hand on the Bible, okay, not the Quran, the Holy Bible. And I would like to read from the Bible because it is God's word. And because Jesus is the only man that ever predicted that he was going to come up from the dead at a particular time, and he pointed to prophecies that said he would, like Psalm 16. I mean, think about that. If you're a rational being, you would instantly become a Christian if you studied the evidence. He pointed to prophecies. He said, I'm going to fulfill the prophecies that were written down about me. They're going to spit on me. They're going to scourge me. They're going to crucify me. And the third day, I'll rise again. And whoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Chapter 11, Matthew. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven. You know why Capernaum was exalted into heaven? Because Christ did his miracles in Capernaum. That was his headquarters. And that's where he was preaching, in Capernaum. He says, And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. God killed them because they were homosexuals, and yet, even though he killed them because they were homosexuals, they didn't know as much as the people.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Herbert Weiner, District 1. I'd like to have the
So moved.
Okay, so Supervisor Safai moved those two findings. Is there a second? Seconded by Supervisor Fewer. Colleagues, can we take this without objection? Without objection, those findings pass unanimously. And Supervisor Safai, do you want to talk about the imperative item before I open it up to public comment?
No, I made all my comments earlier. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public that'd like to speak specifically on the imperative item? Please come forward. You will have 2 minutes. Seeing none, public comment is sir.
I'd just like to commend the Board of Supervisors. Anything that would stop the discrimination against people for their religious beliefs or their background, I think is a worthy cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any other members of the public who'd like to provide public comment on the imperative item? Seeing none, public comment is now closed. All right, and on the item itself, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Farrell. Farrell, aye. Supervisor Fewer. Fewer, aye. Supervisor Kim. Kim, aye. Supervisor Peskin.
Aye.
Peskin, aye. Supervisor Ronan. Ronan, aye. Supervisor Safai.
Aye.
Safai, aye. Supervisor Sheehy.
Aye.
Sheehy, aye. Supervisor Tang.
Aye.
Tang, aye. Supervisor Yee.
Aye.
Yee, aye. Supervisor Breed.
Aye.
Breed, aye. Supervisor Cohen. Cohen, aye. There are 11 ayes.
The item is passed unanimously. Madam Clerk, please read the in memoriams.
Madam President, I have none to report today.
Okay, colleagues, this brings us to the end of our agenda.
Madam Clerk, is there any further business before us today?
That concludes our agenda for today.
Yay, we're adjourned. Have a great evening.